Why King Charles never parts with his favorite toy. Charles is one of the most eccentric kings the UK has ever had. He is very attached to his teddy bear, yet he shows very little kindness to his servants. Apparently, Charles's childhood toy still accompanies him everywhere. The king's former valet, Michael Fawcett, used to be in charge of it, and that was when Charles was in his 40s. The toy was old and sometimes needed mending. The only person who could do it was Mabel Anderson. She was Charles's former nanny. Anderson was hired when Charles needed an assistant nurse. She was the only applicant who was not shaking with nerves. Charles grew fond of her and nicknamed her Miss P. That's why she was entrusted with the teddy bear. Anderson was brought out of retirement to make the repairs. Charles was concerned for the toy, as if it was his own child. Fawcett was also in charge of Charles's personal hygiene. He squeezed toothpaste onto his toothbrush. He also shaved his face, helped him put on trousers, and laced up his shoes. He laid out the royal's pajamas and turned down his bed every night. Another former valet, Ken Stronach, worked for Charles for many years. He was in charge of hand-washing the prince's underwear. He also tucked him into bed with his beloved teddy. Stronach has witnessed many of the prince's temper tantrums. He once saw Charles argue with Princess Diana. The prince grabbed a heavy wooden boot jack and threw it at her. It narrowly missed her head. Another time, Charles was staying at a friend's villa in France. He grew enraged when he lost his cufflink down a bathroom sink. He pulled the sink off the wall and smashed it, looking for the cufflink. He was unable to find the missing piece of jewelry. The prince spun around and grabbed his valet by the throat. Stronach broke free, ran off, and hid in a linen closet. Terrified, he huddled there for half an hour. He came out only when he heard Charles leave the bathroom. Charles's tantrums extended to his inner circle as well. Once, he was a guest at a friend's country home. Charles wanted some fresh air, but couldn't open the window, so he picked up a chair and smashed it open. Not satisfied with the results, he smashed another. The king is accustomed to getting what he wants. The gardening staff at Charles's estate never had it easy. They were expected to live up to his exacting standards. The head gardener woke up every day to a list written by his boss. It had instructions and complaints in red ink. Charles had very specific requirements when it came to meals. For instance, butter must come in 3 balls and be chilled. The royal toast is always on a silver rack, never on a plate. Charles's dinner nearly always included a soft-boiled egg. The eggs proved challenging for the kitchen staff. It was hard to meet the prince's standards of softness. The chefs normally prepared several eggs at once. The rejects were thrown away. A staffer said Charles could be pleasant and courteous, but just as often he was moody and mean.
He didn't think twice about shouting insults at you if you put a foot wrong.
Will King Charles III change his habits now that he's on the throne?